How satisfied am I with the start of the season? And is this system sustainable? That's a big question. How satisfied am I with the start of the season? I'm very underwhelmed, because Barcelona is one of the best teams in football. And every single season, there is said to be high expectations from the fans. It doesn't matter how we play, it doesn't matter how bad we performed last season, there is going to be high expectations for Barcelona to go and win the next season. And we had a great last season. But this season, we are not looking like a team that is going to dominate other big teams. The performances aren't it at all. Maybe if you look at the table, you would think, oh, Barcelona is not in a bad position at all. Yeah, in La Liga, we are currently in the second position, but there's only 3 points gap between Real Madrid and Barcelona. The same goes for Champions League. We are not in a troubled position in Champions League too. But the performances are really bad. It's quite the opposite of how we played last season. We haven't shown a glimpse of how we played last season. And that's a big factor. People are not taking it seriously. If we are not performing like last season, it's going to be a big problem for Barcelona. Because without performing like that, this system isn't going to be successful. Maybe you can think, oh, Barcelona fans are too emotional because they are not in a bad position. But I would say, already, even if you are having bad seasons, the next season you would have expectations to be higher. But last season we have won a domestic treble. So the expectation is going to be so much higher than last season. See, we are one of the biggest clubs in the footballing history. And still, it's over a decade that we have won a Champions League. That's an embarrassing statement. We haven't won a Champions League for last 10 years. That's a huge thing for Barcelona. Last season we were close to winning it. Even though we were one of the best attacking teams last season, we were the second best team in the world, it wasn't enough for us to go and win the Champions League. So we should have massively improved from last season to be able to go and achieve what we didn't achieve last season. But we didn't even stagnate. We just downgraded from last season. And that's a huge problem. The players know this, the management knows this, the manager knows this, the president knows this. Everyone knows that the expectations this season are going to be higher. But what have we done so far to prove that we can go and win the Champions League? Nothing. Last season when Henry said that with this system, even though we are attackingly very good, we are not going to win the Champions League, and that happened. But this season, attackingly we are not the same as last season, and defensively we are more shit now. But nothing has changed so far. From start of the season itself, we are saying that the high line is being a problem for us, but Hansi Flick is stubborn on not changing it. And even though we are in a good position in the tables, our performances are so bad. If we are playing the high line this season too, I don't think we are gonna go and win the Champions League. But before talking about the system, I don't think the problem with Barcelona is just about the systems. There are many factors to why Barcelona is performing like this right now. But the main reason is system, don't take away from that. But before talking about systems, I would say why. The transfer window itself was underwhelming. When we had Inigo Martinez, he was the leader for the defensive line. We said to ourselves that we need to improve our defensive line. We should have another good centre back like Bastoni or Van de Ven. We need a backup right back too. We said all this, but this season our transfer window was also poor. Juan Garcia is a great upgrade. No one can say anything to him. Juan Garcia, before he got injured, he literally saved us many points. Rashford, I have said this many times, even though he can improve a lot, he's the second best player in this team so far this season. Ronnie, his cameos has been great. None of the players we brought in has been shit. I'm not saying that. But this transfer window, as a team who is fighting to be the best team in Europe, we should have done way better than this. Yeah, I know there is FFP issues, but again, the underwhelming transfer window is going to affect us this season. Then the main factor, which I think that most of the fans are not considering, which is going to affect Barcelona, and Hansi Flick is also ignoring that, is how good our players were individually last season. I just don't know why no one is explaining this. Pedri was the best midfielder in the world last season. Yamal was the best player in the world last season. Then we had Rafinha, who had 60 plus assist and goal ratio. Then we have Lewandowski, even though his form dropped a bit at the end of the season, he scored 40 goals for us. Then we had Ferran, even in the absence of Lewandowski. Ferran Torres was able to go and create those goals for us and be a super sub. Then we had Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo, as much as I shit on Dani Olmo has won us many La Liga games where the result is like 1-0, 2-0. He has been a crucial player in those wins. Then we have Frankie de Jong, who was literally a maestro in that midfield. Then we had Balde, who was the second best left back in the world. Then Koundé, who was the second best right back in the world. If we have gone to win the Champions League, they would have been the best fullbacks last season. Then we had Inigo Martinez, who was literally one of the best centre backs last season. And then Kubarsi also had a great season. Not only that, Casado gave a great cameo for the first 6 months when Frankie de Jong was out injured. The same goes for Eric Garcia as a number 6, as a centre back, as a right back. Wherever we needed him, whenever we needed him, he was there and giving great performances. As a footballer, most of these players have given their best performances in a season, in their footballing career last season. And we have to do all that in order for the system to be successful again. But that is not taken into the consideration itself. The injury crisis as well has been a huge blow for Barcelona. We haven't started a single match with Rafinha, Lewandowski and Yamal as our front three this season. That's how bad our injury crisis is too. And even though we performed one of the best attacking footballs last season, as a team we were so entertaining to watch. We also were giving performances very, very good. We were able to go and compete with the big teams. We had many holes in our team and we wanted a solution for that. But we haven't found any solution in the transfer window for that. These are all many factors here that should have been in a right way in order for the system to go and work. And the system is not helping too. I have seen many Barcelona fans say that the Highline is not the problem, the Highline is not the problem, the press is the problem. We are not pressing like last season. I agree with you. We are not pressing like last season, but if our defensive line was a little bit deeper, do you think we would have conceded the same amount of goals that we have conceded right now? No chance. No chance. The great example is against Club Brugge. There should be no way we should have gone head to head with Club Brugge, you know. We should have easily dominated them. But instead, we are here looking like a defensive mess. Any team who has fast wingers or fast forwards is a big threat for Barcelona. They can easily go and score against us. That's how our defensive line is. Yeah, I would agree with you for a certain degree. The pressing is not helping our high line. I agree with you that I'm not saying that's total bullshit. I'm not saying that at all. I agree with you. But at the same time, if our players are not pressing the same way they did last season, then we should have played our defensive line a little bit deeper. But why is Hansi Flick not taking that to consideration? If our players are not performing to the caliber we are looking forward, if our players are not pressing to the caliber we are looking forward, then you should make some adjustments. Yeah, I know attacking football is one of the best footballs that this team can play. By going a little bit deeper with our defensive line isn't gonna affect our forward. Many things are missing from last season. Inigo Martinez is a good ball-playing centre-back. The same goes for Kubarsi. Last season, our centre-backs had many passes like long passes forward. But this season, we are not seeing anything from them. So there are many problems, but still, Highland is the major problem. If you just go and ask to any other person who is not a Barcelona fan that who deserved to win that match against Club Brugge, everyone would say Club Brugge deserved a win. And I don't disagree with that at all. At the first place, we shouldn't have given a chance for Club Brugge to play head-to-head with us. We should have been dominating them. But instead, we are going into a match without no confidence. Now, everyone knows Celta Vigo is a tougher opponent. No one is dismissing that. But again, the team of our caliber should be like, yeah, we are going to win this match. But instead, we are just looking forward to say, today our defensive line should be good. Breva, if Celta Vigo had some good players, they would have easily outscored us. We performed very well in the second half that game. I'm not going to take away from that. But still, the Highland is the major problem that Barcelona is having right now. And no one can dismiss that. Let's just take Arsenal as an example. Arsenal, last month, have conceded 0 goals. Yeah, and right now they have conceded the goal against Sunderland and they drawn the match. Yeah, I know that. But what I'm trying to say is, I want the defensive stability in our team. We don't have a defensive stability. I just can't think of this Barcelona side going and winning trophies with this stability of defense. Look at Arsenal. Why are they considered to be the favourites to go and win the Premier League, win the Champions League? Their defense is like that. Attacking wise, Arsenal is not a great attacking team. But the defense they have is a solid defense. And now they are the favourites to go and win the Premier League and the Champions League. I want the same thing. Arsenal, even though let's just say they are going to face Nottingham Forest, they are going to face Leeds or the likes of Newcastle, they know for a fact that they are going to concede goals, yeah? Maybe they can know today we are not going to see a win or something like that, but they know for a fact they are not going to lose that match. But with our defensive line, I'm just looking forward for every single match that if the opponent creates some chances and the finishing is so good for them, they are 100% winning that match. The situation is like that. Sevilla destroyed us. Real Madrid, even though the scoreline doesn't seem like that, they destroyed us. And the match against Girona, even though we won the match, if Girona was good at finishing, brava, it would have been another Sevilla scoreline. So I feel like the main problem is the high line. Again, it's not the only problem, but that's the main problem. Pressing, I agree with you that we are not pressing like how we pressed last season. That's also a huge mistake. That's also a huge factor why we are playing like this right now. But against Newcastle, against Newcastle, we didn't play a high line like how we played against other teams. We played it a little bit deeper, and we won that match comfortably. If we are able to win against Newcastle in their home by playing a little bit deeper with our defensive line, brava, we can easily play that and win against many teams. And our attack is not going to be having any problems. We have only played 3 big matches so far. We have played against Newcastle, we have played against Real Madrid, we have played against PSG. PSG dominated us and they have won that match. Real Madrid dominated us and they have won that match. And Real Madrid, they have played like 3 or 4 big matches so far this season. I would say Atletico, they got destroyed by Atletico Madrid. They played against Olympique Marseille. Brava, they won luckily that match. They played against Liverpool. Liverpool dominated them. Liverpool are not in a great form, but they dominated Real Madrid. If we have played at least 50% of what we did last season, we would have been top of the table. This Real Madrid side is not a good side at all. But how did they perform against us? They performed like they were one of the best teams in the world. We made them look like that. That's the big issue. If we are performing like last season, we would walk this league this season. The only thing that is an excuse for Hansi Flick to go and say about the system is the injury crisis. And I think before the Bilbao game, Rafinha and Juan Garcia would be back. So that's a good addition. But I think in the mid of December, then Pedri would be back, Christensen would be back. So we would have everyone fit before January. So again, I'm not saying there is no way we can go and win the titles this season. I'm not saying that. Because PSG last season, until Jan, they were not performing well at all. After Jan, they performed well and they went to win the Champions League. So I'm not dismissing any of that. But still, looking at the performances, it's not good at all. We need to improve way, way more than how we are performing right now. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem for Barcelona. But still, I have hope that Barcelona can turn things around easily. And maybe the system would work when everyone gets back from the injury. I don't think this system is going to win us UCL. But if we are playing with a little bit deeper with our defensive line, I think we have a really good chance of going and winning the Champions League. Because I feel like no other team in the world could attack like us. We have the likes of Rashford, Rafinha, Yamal, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, Fermin Lopez. Brava, these are all the players who can go and destroy other teams. While we are working so hard offensively, defensively, it's just worse. Whatever we do great attacking-wise, defensively, it's quite the opposite. So I just hope that Hansi Flick fixes that and switches our team into how we played last season and go and win us a Champions League. Because I need to see the Champions League, mate. I am thirsty for the Champions League. It's been a decade, fam. It's been 10 years since we won that. And it's just embarrassing. So I would love for us to go and win the Champions League this season. And that's it for today's video, guys. Make sure to like this video, share this video, comment your thoughts down below. And if you want me to speak on something, comment down below. And until next video, peace. Visca Barca.